I thought I heard something. No! Jesus! Stop that! Start the show. What's up, guys? Fears. Audience. Fears. How art is thou? Thouest is doing glorious in thy own kingdom. Well, guys, you may think I'm wearing the same hat, but oh, no. Fears got a duplicate hat in case my actual amazing hat ever gets ripped or torn. Look. Brand new. No sweat, nothing. Now bear with me. New hat. Bear with me. Ha 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 ha! That's right. I love this hat. So when I found a duplicate of it at Goodwill for like $1 or $2, I was like, oh yeah, you give me that hat. So I'm breaking in the new one. Because this one, look how comfortable this one is. Oh yeah. This one's nice and comfortable because it's well broke in. Now look at this one. It's good, but look. Oh, it's stiff. It's stiff. So Fears has got to break it in. Anyway, but it does look nice. It does look nice. Anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Let's start the show, shall we? Well, I had to go into work early because we had 48,000 boxes. Oh, my Lord. Now, listen, I'm not complaining. Getting extra hours is good. Right? But, man, 48,000 boxes. Whew. Pew. Man, that's a lot. That's a lot. But it's nothing compared to what we have around Christmas time. Anyway, Christmas time, it's pretty nuts. Anyway, today's topics are, it's summer. It's the first day of summer. So, today's thumbnail I picked, it says, summertime starts. That's right. Today is the first day of summer. So, today's topics are, we're going to review 4 movies. There we are. I finished The Visit, and then Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4 of Home Improvement. And tonight I'm going to start working on Season 1. That's right. So we're going to review these. Then we're going to do the top 10 lists. All 3, 2, 3, and Season of 4. Then we're going to talk about summer starting. And then what are the 10 best things to do in summertime? You got your favorites, you know. Like one of my favorite things is going to the beach. Going to the pool. Working on the tan. Seeing the ladies tan. There we are. Anyway. So that's what I got for you guys today. And then later on tonight, Mr. Lantern is going to be starting his show at 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. Coffee first. In my new Luke Skywalker mug. Check that bad boy out. Now we're talking. That's good. It's really good. All right. And I got my throwback shirt on because Fears is more of a classic guy. I'm more of a gentleman. I'm more 80s and 90s type of guy because I grew up in that genre, but I found this at Walmart for like $1 or $2, so I had to get it. But I am starting to get with the times. I really am. I am starting to get with the times, so Slowly but surely. Fears is real stubborn sometimes. Real stubborn. I don't like change. Well, sometimes. Sometimes I like change and sometimes I don't. But I am a throwback. I am a throwback. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the thumbnail. Let's see. What else has been going on? Well, we got a big show coming up. Big show. My friend Jeff wanted me to promote it, and I always promote it because he's my buddy. The next one is the Tampa Toy Con. Check this out. Over 40,000 square feet of toys and collectibles. Over 250 vendors. It's in Tampa. It's July 12th and the 13th, so it's a 2-day con. And then these are the guests. Daniel Pacina, I've met him twice. I'm gonna meet him a third time. He played in the Mortal Kombat video game as Johnny Cage. Then we have Samantha Newark, and she's the voice of Jem. She's the voice of Jem. And then Tom Cook, he's written and directed and voiced a bunch of 80s cartoons. So he's written some of them. He's voiced some of the characters. And then David Roman, he's from Rick and Morty. I think he played a character on that. And then Disney's animator, Peter Romandu, and he animated Lilo and Stitch. So those are the guests coming. Again, it's July 12th and 13th. And if you're like, Fierce, where do I go to buy tickets? Well, right here. FloridaToyShowsAndExpos.com. Or you can just go to Florida Toy Shows and Expos on Facebook. Check out my friend Jeff's show. He'll want you to come. Check it out. Me and LC are hanging out tomorrow, and we may be going to this place right here. So we're either going to go to here or we're going to go to the Disney Springs Lego store. I'm very excited. I forgot to call LC, so I'm going to call him right after the show is done. So, yeah. And, guys, I want to hear from you. I haven't heard from my fans in quite a while. I mean, I hang out with you guys almost every day, but show your appreciation. Send Fierce a fan letter. Show me an unboxing. Send me a t-shirt. Extra large. Send me something. Because I want to hear from you guys. P.O. Box 16745, CAGAN's Crossings Boulevard. STE 102B PMB 40, Claremont, Florida 347. That's right, you guys. That is right. All right. Let's see. I'm not going to do the weather today because I did it the other day, but cheers to the fans. There we are. And let's open up the chat here. All right. There we are. Bada bing, bada boom. 7. That's right, you guys. Yo! What's up, Visions? He says slick. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and then we're going to get going here. So, yeah. Hope everybody's having a good day. I've had a pretty good day. And if you guys did not see my last live, I'm almost done. I'm almost done putting my my movie card collection together. I still need to put Batman in there. I was tired after I had something to eat. I took a nap. Right So right after I ended the stream, because I went for an hour and I think 16 minutes, something like that. I went, made myself something to eat. I had a salad. I had a soup and a salad. Put all that stuff in the dishwasher, turned it on, and then, man, I just went over to the couch. And I had a nap. And it was a good nap. And then I woke up and I went, oh shit. I'm like, it's 6:55, I better start my live, because Lantern is going live at like 9:30, 10-ish, somewhere around there. So yeah. Yo! Bukanki, what's going on? So let me just drop my link in the Discord, and then we'll get rocking. But yeah, definitely check out that last live. And then I finally got a video up on Fearsman 26. It's a time-lapse video of my trip to Missouri in 2021. I don't know if I'm going to be in Lantern's show today, because I may just listen while I'm editing, because I'm working on a big vlog for Fears Vlogs, and it's almost done. It's not done yet, but it's almost done. So I may just try to finish it up tonight. But yeah. Anyway. And guess what? It's Friday. So I don't have to go to work tonight. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. So that's good. So I may just stay up and finish that movie card collection and finish that vlog and debut it tomorrow after I get done hanging out with LC. That's right. Let's see. Did Lantern already drop the link? Let's see here. Did he already drop it? Let me have a look. He did! I appreciate that, Lantern. I appreciate that. He already dropped it. Well, I'll drop it again. And then let me call Lantern and thank him for dropping the live. Also, welcome back Banjo to the chat and Larry from their prison sentence. That's right. Yo! What's up, Lantern?
What's up?
Well, Lantern, I'm live, so I'm gonna stream for a little bit. And I told the fans in my live, you're gonna go live at, you said 9:30, 10 o'clock ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's up, dude? How you been? How's your day been?
Good. You go to work tonight?
No. I went to work last night. Tonight's Friday, so no work tonight, my friend. So I may come in your chat later on tonight. I'm trying to finish a big vlog, buddy. But I just wanted to say thank you for dropping the link. Are you going to be in my chat until you have to go live?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you in the chat, all right?
All right.
I'm going to tell everybody in the Discord that I'm live in the general chat, and then I'll be back with the fans, all right?
All right.
Hey, Lantern.
What?
Guess what? My vacation is coming up in August, buddy.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be good. I'm going to see my brother, my mom, Enzo. He's my buddy. He's my pal. What's your cat's name?
I don't remember.
You don't remember your cat's name?
No.
That's all right, buddy. That's okay. That's all right. Well, I can't wait to see Enzo. Enzo's been in the family for quite a long time. Quite a long time, buddy. So I'm going to try to take him for a walk. Sometimes he's like me. Sometimes Enzo is tired and he takes naps. Sometimes he wants to go for a walk. Sometimes he doesn't. Last year I tried to take him for a walk, and he was kind of giving me a growl like, "Fierce, not today. You're not taking me for a walk." And I was like, fair enough, Enzo. So this trip, I'm going to try to take him for a walk for the vlog, buddy. So yeah. Because everybody thinks he stays in that cage, and I'm like, no, he does not. I'm like, we take him out. He's in the house sometimes. He's in the backyard. Running around. I'm going to try to play some Frisbee with him this time. He loves Frisbee. He loves Frisbee. All right, Lantern, I'll see you in the chat, but get to the chat immediately.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay. Damn.
Pew.
Ew.
I just farted, Lantern. Silent,
Damn.
but
Yeah.
deadly. Silent,
Yeah.
but deadly. Lantern, when you fart, are they all silent or are they loud?
Sometimes I'm silent.
I know, I hear you. Both. Mine are both. Sometimes they're silent but deadly, and then sometimes they're like, pfft.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later.
Okay.
I'll see you in the chat. Peace.
All right.
Shunk. Fucking Lantern. Oh, Lord. Fucking Lantern. That guy's great. Shunk. All right, I'm just going to tell everybody that I'm live, and there we are. Lantern goes nuts. Lantern goes nuts. Yeah, dude. I am live. So, come and hang out in my live. There we are. Alrighty. There we are. Yo! What's up, Banjo? Good to see you. He says, what's good, Fierce? Doing good. Got a lot of work done today. You know, got a lot of stuff done. Heck yeah. That's right. Doing good. Doing good. Vision said, I think the fans... Let's see. Oh, Lord. Bukaki says, what's up, Honky? Damn. Anyway, tonight's healthy snack is a combination of strawberries and cherries. So yeah, I can't remember if these are seeded or seedless. Let's find out. Nope, they've got seeds in them. They've got seeds in them. That's all right though. Anyway, let's get going. Anyway. Oh, man. Let's see. Vision says, the fans think he's always in that cage because he is 90% of the time you show him no food or bedding. But I have showed his bedding. Normally he sleeps inside. There's a little bed inside my mom's house. So on the very hot days, he stays in the garage where it's nice and cool. And at night, whenever my mom's like reading her book, he usually sleeps on a little bed in the living room, and his dog food is right next to the cage. So my mom always feeds him and waters him. Don't worry. Because the fans aren't going to see everything, you know. But we take very good care of him. We take very good care of Enzo. Whenever I'm there, and if I'm not there, then my brother always swings by. My mom's always there. The only time my mom's not there is when she asks the neighbor to take care of Enzo when she's at church. She goes to church twice a week. She always does her quilting, and she makes quilts for the church, and then whatever money they make from the quilts, people buy the quilts, and then the money goes back into the church, and then she attends church. So yeah, whenever she's not there, she just asks one of her neighbors, I don't know which neighbors, my mom told me, but she'll be like, hey, while I'm at church, can you take care of Enzo? And then one of the neighbors will feed Enzo. So that's right. I'm glad that's not the case. This is true. This is very true. Let's see here. I bought some fruit today. A bag of Sour Patch Kids. Isn't that a candy? Isn't it? Sour? Hang on, let me look it up. I'm pretty sure that's a candy. Let me have a look. By the way, Bukaki, I told my brother about The Park Is Mine, and my brother thought that that movie was great. He said that he watched it. I told him about it, and he watched it about a week or two ago, so that movie is catching on. Sour Patch Kids. I think it's a candy. Oh yeah, I remember these. It's been a while, Bukaki. I haven't had this candy in quite a long time, but it's been a while. But the name sounded familiar, and I was like, I remember that candy. Oh yeah. I'm a Skittles type of guy, though. I like Skittles. I need to do a top 10 about that. Either a top 10 or like the 20 best favorite candy Fears has ever ate in his life. Something like that. I'll come up with something. But yeah, I love Skittles. And I love Reese's peanut butter cups. That's one of the best Halloween candies ever. I mean, ever. So there's that. But I also like Reese's Pieces too, like the real tiny ones. Those are good too. So yeah. Let's see. Banjo in the house. Yes, I am Bukaki. I'm going into the fridge and drinking out of the milk carton and rating the leftovers. Oh, nice. Leftovers can be good. Bukaki, what's your favorite leftovers? What's your all-time favorite leftovers? Mine, either leftover mashed potatoes or leftover like baked potatoes if I make a baked potato and a steak, or leftover pizza. I love leftover pizza like where it gets cold, because pizza is good either cold or hot, in my opinion. So like if I heat up a whole pizza and I only eat like three or four pizzas, I put the rest like in some tin foil and put it in the fridge. Leftover cold pizza is so good. That's one of my favorite leftovers. Yeah. Oh yeah, chili. Oh yeah. Yeah, chili is fucking great. And you guys have never tried Randall's chili. Randall, he's kind of like me. He doesn't know how to cook a lot of things, but he said, Fears, I cook my chili for my mom all the time. And I remember it back in the day. I was like, yeah. I'm like, any good? He goes, oh yeah, Fears. He goes, the only thing I'm going to change is I'm not going to put in a bunch of chunks of tomatoes because that would kill my stomach. I said, yeah, no tomatoes. I said, no big chunks of tomatoes. He made it like he makes it for his mom, except he took out the tomato chunks, and oh my fucking God, that chili was great. Oh my God. So if you guys ever get a chance to try Randall's chili, or get the recipe from Randall, ask Randall. Randall will give you his recipe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see, where did I leave off? Banjo, you are gone for a while, so don't be surprised if you see your face on a milk carton. No, that's not true. That's not true. Let's see. Bukaki says, that's fine. I'll share. Nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Bukaki. My brother loved it. And my brother, like, he'd never heard of it because it's kind of an older one. I told my brother, I don't know if Dad ever watched this movie. And my brother said almost the exact same thing as I said. He goes, let me see the front cover. And so I showed him the cover. And then he goes, let me watch the trailer. He watched the trailer. And immediately, Bukaki, my brother said, oh, yeah. He goes, I don't know if Dad watched this. He goes, but this is something that Dad would be into. And I said, right. I said, hey, I told my fans that. And he goes, maybe you should ask Mom to see if he actually watched. I said, I did. I said, I asked Mom if Dad ever watched this, and I said, Mom couldn't remember. And he goes, I bet you Dad watched this. I said, whether he did or he didn't, I said, I know for a fact this is Dad's, this is something that Dad would watch. And then my brother looked at me and said, any good? Was it good? I said, yeah. I said, my YouTube fans suggest things all the time. And I said, 95% of their suggestions are usually pretty good. I said, there's only been 1 or 2 suggestions that I've been like, that suggestion was, it was all right. And my brother was like, yeah, right on, I'll check it out. He watched it. I got a text message from him. I think it was last week. If it wasn't last week, it was the week before. And he goes, hey, man, I watched that movie. And I was like, yeah, what'd you think? He goes, pretty awesome, dude. He goes, pretty awesome. I said, what's not to like of Tommy Lee Jones? And he was like, yeah, I agree. So he loved it, Bukaki. He loved it. Leftover chili is lit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I just had some leftover homemade beef Stroganoff. Hopefully I said that right. That was pretty tasty. Leonard says, howdy, Visions. All right, now, Visions. Howdy, Bukaki. Boo-boo, khaki boo. Lantern, that's some scary shit, man. That's some scary shit. Well, I don't know if I should tell you guys this, but, because everybody knows, but not all my fans watch Lantern Show, but, so I'll say it. I don't know why Larry did this. It was a surprise to everybody. So I almost didn't go into Lantern Show last night, but I thought, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to settle things with Banjo. I said it was a misunderstanding. So I go in. Me and Banjo had our little talk. Everything's cool now. Then, later on, I'd say maybe 15, 20 minutes later, Larry comes on. And I was like, Fears, this is a perfect time. I think Larry's a tiny bit, still mad at me, but I think things are cool now. Are better, I should say. I don't want them to get worse. And I don't know I can't remember how it came up. I don't know if someone told Larry to do it. You guys have got a better memory than me. Or if Larry just decided to do it on his own. Right as I heard, well, hell, I'll just show my ass. And I went, oh, no. And I went like that. And I was on my phone. So I blocked the camera like that. So I didn't see it. And I didn't bother to watch the replay because I don't want to see another man's ass. But he showed his ass on camera. Oh, my Lord. I wish I would have got seedless. Well, next time I go to the grocery store, seedless cherries. Anyway. So I don't really know why he showed his ass, but everybody thought it was funny. So there it is. But I'm telling you what, anything can happen on a lantern show, so watch out. Whew. Some of the crazy shit that I've seen, mostly it's from museum. I don't know where museum gets all these like funny videos, but museums, he was showing feet. He was showing feet the other night in lantern show. Ah, wonderful. Good old museum. Lantern, museum's going nuts. Larry's going nuts. Visions, every once in a while you'll show something funny, but usually when Vision shows something, it's very tame compared to museum. Museum shows some pretty crazy shit. Now, I'm not making fun of him. It's usually 95% funny, the stuff that museum shows. And a lot of it's just like belly buttons and going fucking nuts and shit. So yeah, but whew, I did not expect that last night. Oh my lord. Lord. All right, let's start things off with a bang. Let's start with The Visit. Good movie, very creepy. And I would hope that this would never happen to anyone, ever. Because man, oh man, I don't ever really get scared of movies. There's a bunch of jump scares in this movie. So I'm on the couch, I'm watching, and the old lady, they got the most scariest old lady to be in this fucking film. Now, I watched all the bonus features. She's a good actress. She's like, I think this old woman here, she's like, I don't know, she looks maybe 80 or late 70s. Behind the scenes, she was the most wonderful, sweetest, nicest lady. In this movie, she's fucking terrifying, right? But that's the essence of a good actor. So I'm watching, and probably the best jump scare is the kids right here are like, something's up with grandma and grandpa. Like, we got to figure it out. So they set up a camera in the living room, and she's all walking through the living room, and then all of a sudden she walks across and she goes off camera, and the camera's like on a shelf like that. All of a sudden she pops up and she screams like high decibels right in your face. And I'm watching, I went, oh shit, like that. And I almost bounced off the fucking couch. So there was a bunch of jump scares, but nothing jump scared me the worst is when she's low and she pops up into frame and she's like, ah, like that. And I'm like, oh shit. And I literally almost bounced off the fucking couch. So that was the worst jump scare. But I wasn't afraid. It was like when Fears plays a video game like Outlast. I was never scared. The jump scares were going nuts. I was like, whoa, shit, you know? So that was the best jump scare, but I do suggest this movie. It's creepy, like beyond belief. I would never want something like this to happen. And it's a believable idea, because there's a lot of sick people out there. But anyway, let me get my notebook. Because a lot of crazy shit happens there. There's a lot of fucking psychos out there, so you got to watch out. Let's see. Vision says, museum is something much more powerful than a wizard. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. I believe you. I believe you, Visions. He is a good guy, museum. I don't fault him, but since I've been in this community, and I've been in this community for quite a while, and now I'm, quote-unquote, the leader of the community, I've seen museum show some pretty wild shit. And that's an understatement. All right. By the way, this nice top 10 book, I don't even like to call them top 10 books anymore. The podcast book, because there's a lot more notes in it than top 10s, will be going to Walter. So if anyone wants to claim the fourth top 10, the fourth book, let me know, and I'll send it to you. Here we go. All right. So, The Visit. And it was produced by Blumhouse. And they make a lot of horror movies. So, The Visit And it was... I'm going to give it a... There are some boring parts in it, but not too many boring parts. I would give it probably an 8.9. So an 8.9. 8.9 out of 10. It's definitely creepy. So creepy. But it's not your typical horror movie. Not your typical horror movie. People do die in it, but only a couple of people. It focuses more on the grandma, the grandpa, and the kids, and then every once in a while, they call their mom. So, the initial story is that the mom needs a break, from the kids. She recently got divorced. So she goes on a cruise. And then she hasn't heard from her parents like in 15 years. They had some type of fight. So, they're like, well, Mom, you need a rest. So why don't you go on this cruise? Maybe you'll meet someone. Maybe you'll meet a nice guy. Maybe, something will happen. She's like, you're right. I need to get away. She's like, you know what? She goes, 15 years is a long time not to talk to my parents. Let me call them. So she calls them. They're like, yeah, sure. Like, bring the kiddos down. So on the way to their grandparents' house, 2 escapees from a mental institution that are old escape from the mental institution, go to the grandma and grandpa's house, kill the grandma and grandpa, and that's the twist at the end, so I hope I didn't ruin it for anyone. And then they hide the bodies in the basement, and they pretend, because the kids have never met their grandparents, they put on the grandparents' clothes, and they hide all of the grandparents' like pictures of the family, put them all down in the basement, put the bodies down in the basement. And I had never heard of this. This was brand new. So this was my first time watching this. I watched the trailer with you guys. And already when I watched the trailer with you guys and I did the reaction, I was like, holy shit. So they made this back in 2015. I guess this one slipped by me because I had never heard of it. When I saw it at Barnes & Noble, I just kind of picked it up and I was like, what's this? And I knew it was a horror movie, by the blood. So I was like, all right, but what the hell is this? So I went like that, started reading the back of it, and I saw this weird, crazy photo of the woman. And so I was like, is this from the 80s or the 90s? And then I saw that it said 2015 right here. I went, okay, so I'm like, it's not new, but it's newer from the 80s. But it gives me those 80s vibes, this movie. So 80s vibes. And it's a very condensed story. There's not many locations in the film. The grandparents take the kids into town to show them the town that they supposedly live in, like 2 or 3 times, and that's it. So if it's not in the town, then it's at the grandparents' house, and that's it. So, very, very closed off movie. There's not many locations, so very closed, condensed story. But that adds to the creepiness factor. The actors that played the escaped mental patient / grandparents, wow, did they do a good job. So, good old actors, or elderly actors, that's more polite way. Again, that lady, on screen, she's fucking terrifying. But off screen, she must have been acting for quite a long time. Because when I watched the making of The Visits and the cast and crew interviews, she's like the most sweetest, nicest, kindest old lady ever. And I'm like, she's a good actress. Because off camera, she's just her normal self, and that's what that's the essence of a good actor. But on camera, she's fucking terrifying. So yeah, good actors. Good elderly actors. The kids were good actors. And the kids were brand new in their interview off camera. They say, "Oh, this is our first film. Never thought in a million years my first film would be a horror movie." So they were good actors. So good actors all around. Very suspenseful. Creepy. There are some scary parts, but nothing like too scary. So a few. It's more creepy. It's creepy all the way through it, but there are a couple of like scary moments where they made me jump, especially when they set up that camera. Whew, oh man. So a few scary moments in the film. I'd say the best kill, so best kill is somebody comes to the door and the real grandparents have had long careers and they donate now they're in retirement, and the real grandparents have donated their time to help people that are going through drug abuse or alcohol abuse. They work in retirement at this I don't know what Alcoholic Anonymous place where people help you get off of alcohol or drugs or whatever, something like that. And the lady that helps, the lady that they work with, she comes with some brownies. She's like, and she knocks on the door, and the old escapees like come into action real quick. So the kids are inside. The lady knocks at the door, and before the old people can get to them, I don't remember if it's the kid or the daughter that opens the door, but one of them opens up the door, and they're like, hello, and they're like, oh, is your grandparents home? And they're like, they're somewhere. They're out and about on the property. They went for a walk. And she's like, okay. She's like, well, they just haven't reported into work. Maybe they took the day off. I didn't know when they were going to come in next. And then one of the young kids says, oh, who are you? And then she's like, oh, I work at the shelter, where your grandparents volunteer. And they're like, oh, okay, like, well, we'll give them the brownies and blah, blah, blah. And so she's about to walk away. And then as the kids go inside, the grandparents come out of nowhere, grab her. And then later on in the film, you see her death. And I don't want to spoil the death because it caught me off guard, because her death happens real quick on camera. And so they grab her and take her away. And then one of the kids says, I never saw that one lady leave. I guess she left when we went back inside, blah, blah, blah. So you never see the woman leave. But then later on, you find out that she never left. She died. And her death it's not gruesome, but it's like, oh, shit. Well, that's what happened to her. Okay, damn. So that's probably the best death of the film. So best kill is the volunteer woman. That's the best one. Let's see. Best scene, probably when the kids kill the grandpa escapee guy. So grandpa dies. And again, I don't want to spoil it for you. And then probably the second scene is when the granddaughter finally discovers her real grandparents and where they hid the bodies. That was not only a creepy moment, a terrifying moment, but I was like, damn, this is a good scene, because now the plot thickens. It's in the air. So, discovery of the grandparents' bodies. And I'm going to write down, it's not your typical horror movie, because mostly horror movies, it's either a young woman killing people or a young guy killing people. You don't really see a lot of old people killing people, and a lot of people are afraid of the elderly. I've never been afraid of the elderly. Like, I was always raised to say, oh, hello, Mr. and Mrs., and treat the elderly with the utmost respect, because they've been there, they've done that. They've been on the earth far longer than I have. So I've always treated the elderly, but this kind of like turns the tables, like, oh shit, they're old as hell and they're psychotic, and then they're just going nuts. They're killing people, going ballistic. Yo, what's up, Lantern? How you been? So I'm going to write down, not your typical horror film. Overall, it was good. I gave it an 8.9 out of 10, and Do I suggest it? Oh, you bet your ass I recommend it. So, I recommend it. So, check it out. There we are. I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. But shout out to Lantern. He says, shout out to the chat. Thanks for that super chat donation, Mr. Lantern. Lantern, next time, make it a real donation. I'm just joking, Fear. I'm just joking, Lantern. Sometimes I get donations, but I always accept your 1 million donation, Mr. Lantern, because we're buddies. We're buddies. Lantern says, yo, Fears. Hell yeah, Lantern. What's up? All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom, but while I'm gone, check out my New Hope. This is New Hope. Luke Skywalker. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'll be right back. Just go ahead and study Luke Skywalker. There you are. All right. I'm back. Oh, there we are. There we go. Oh, shit. All right, see, where did I leave off? Howdy, chat. Howdy, everyone. Hi, Lantern. Did you see that Fierce is looking for a roommate? No. No. Don't even go there, Visions. No. That's right, Lantern. Coffee first. That's right. I am not looking for a roommate. Definitely not. I don't mind having, house guests over because my family's coming soon, but the only roommate that Fears will get is whenever I get a wife. That's the only roommate I'll take. No roommates. No. I don't mind house guests, but no roommates. I had to go through all that crap during college. The roommates that I had in college, some were nice. Most of them were shitheads. So yeah, I've had enough of that. No. Let's see. I did not Lantern. I did not take a long-ass Crohn's dump, because if I did take a long-ass Crohn's dump, I'd still be in there. I went number 1 Lantern, not number 2. All right. So summer's upon us. The reason why I put that thumbnail on here is because this is the first, according to the calendar, it's the first day of summer. So, 10 things to do during the summertime. 10 things to do during the summer. Number 1, hit up the beach, man. Hit up the beach. Beach. Number 2, lay by the pool, man. Lay by the pool. Hell yeah. Let's see. Number 3, work on your tan. Work on your tan. Work on the tan. The 4th of July is in the summer. Hell yeah. 4th of July. 4th of July. Number 5. I don't know about where you guys live, but down here in Florida, they do a lot of carnivals. They do a lot of carnivals down in Florida. So carnival. Let's see here. Barbecue. Barbecue's a big thing. So barbecue. Let's see. Let's see. Are you worried about your Ghostbuster collectibles in the bathroom absorbing poop particles? No. No. Because everything lands in the toilet, Visions. Not one of my Ghostbuster things has any poop on it. That's kind of a weird question. Visions, don't be starting that museum shit. No. Whoa, hey, yo, what's up, Dave? And Dave says, it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Is it? Is it really? Hang on. It's not that I don't believe you. I did not know. Oh, wow. Is it the 50th anniversary of Jaws? Oh, yeah. Yes. June 20th, 2025 marks the 50th anniversary of the release of the movie Jaws. The film premiered on June 20th, 1975, making this year its 50th anniversary. NBC is celebrating the anniversary and will be airing a special screening of the film with the introduction by Steven Spielberg. Oh, nice! Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome, Dave. That's fucking amazing. And I love Jaws. You know what? I'll be honest. I even love Jaws 2. Jaws 3, it's okay. Jaws 4 is fucking terrible. And before they took out the ride, me and my mom and my dad and my brother and all my other, some of my British family, not all of my British family, but some of my British family, we took them to Universal and we rode Jaws the ride. So yeah. So yep. So I don't know if you guys, put a 1 in the chat if you guys ever got a chance to ride Jaws the ride. They should have never took out that ride. Never took out that ride. They should have kept that ride in there because that ride is fucking amazing. That's awesome. That's awesome, Dave. I love to go boating and fishing. So do I, Banjo. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've went fishing and boating, but I used to go all the time with my dad or with Boy Scouts or my buddies. So, yeah. Let's see. But yep. I like water parks. So do I. I haven't been to a water park in a while, but that would be another idea to take my family whenever they come in July, because there's a couple. There's water parks at some of the resorts on the Disney property. There's some water parks connected to the resorts at Universal. Then Disney's got Blizzard Beach and I can't remember the other one, but I've been to Blizzard Beach before. But yeah, it was expensive to repair. Oh, I'm sure it was. All right, back to this. So we got, let's see. We got go to the beach, lay by the pool, work on the tan, 4th of July, carnival, barbecue. I need 4 more. Let's see, 4 more. Go to the movies. Flea markets. There's a lot of flea markets in the summertime. At least there is down here. Flea markets. I go to the parks. I go to the parks a lot in the summertime. So, Disney parks. And then people do a lot of picnics. My church does a lot of picnics in the summertime. So, picnics. There we are. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not worried, Visions. Nothing has ever happened. So, yeah. Now, but I take very good, I clean my apartment a lot. I clean my bathroom a lot, too. So, yeah. I'm about to clean it again here soon. So, yeah. Well, Dave, in honor of Dave, before we move on to the next topic, in honor of the 50th anniversary, I'm going to watch the original Jaws trailer in honor of the 50th anniversary. So, I appreciate you telling me that, Dave, because I knew the movie was old, but I didn't know that the 50th anniversary was on the way. And it's today, my friends. So let me look up the 50th. Let me look up the trailer for Jaws, the original. I've seen it before, but it's been quite a long time since I've seen the original Jaws trailer. So let me open up another window. And I'm going to try to find, like, the very first one. Like, the very first. I'm going to write in original Jaws trailer. Because they've re-released it, and they've made new cuts. I want to watch the most oldest original trailer for the 50th anniversary. So, original Jaws trailer. Let's see what comes up. Let's see here. Let's see. Classic trailer. Oh, no, here we go. Original theatrical release teaser trailer, 1975. This is probably the oldest one. This is probably the oldest one that I can find. It's 1 minute and 3 seconds. So here we go. Here we go, guys.
Grammarly helps me get the best grades possible while depleting the least amount of hours of my week. I'm Lauren Taylor. I'm a student in Future C.
All right, here we go.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution.
Oh,
without
shit.
change, without passion, and without logic.
Oh, my God. They're talking about Orca. Orca. No, I'm just joking. I actually do have the Killer Okra horror movie, and I laughed at that, Visions. You have to watch that fucking movie. Okra, they're basically ripping off Jaws, but with a killer whale. Oh, shit! Oh, my God, a killer whale! And, like, the killer whale, like, seeks its revenge and shit. That's a good one. Visions, if you've never seen it, because you're my friend and you love horror movies as much as I do, watch that one. That one's fucking hilarious. But Jaws will always be better than the Okra one. All right, or the orchid, whatever you want to call it.
It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
From the best-selling novel, Jaws.
That's a good trailer.
Rated PG.
That's a good trailer, man. It doesn't show you much, and it doesn't show you any of the shark. It just shows at the very end the girl swimming, and then her head gets like ducked under the water. So it assumes a lot in the trailer. It assumes a lot, and then when it cuts to Jaws coming soon, the J has got a little like bite mark, and it's the bite mark of a shark. So you assume a lot in the trailer, but they don't show the shark not one time in the theatrical trailer. That's a good move, though, for two reasons. One, the shark barely worked, and then finally, towards the middle to the end of the shoot, finally they started getting that shark to work. Thank God. Or, because if they never would have got it to work, then we wouldn't have the fucking classic that people love. I love it. Tons of people in the community love that movie. It's fucking great. And there's not one scene out of that fucking movie that I don't like. It's like Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is perfectly shot. Jaws is perfectly shot. Good actors, good monster, good acting. It's funny. It's scary. People die in it. It's a classic horror movie. It's a great. They picked great movie locations to shoot at. It's fucking perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfect film. Perfect. It is a classic. It's a classic. Classic, 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 classic. All right. And then there's David, in honor of you telling us that, they made a trailer. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm sure you do if you've seen the movie. They never showed the trailer in Back to the Future 2. But somebody on YouTube, remember Jaws 19? This time it's really, really personal. Someone made a trailer for it, and I'm going to play that. Listen to this. This is hilarious. Watch this. Watch this.
Jaws made you afraid to go in the water.
Oh, shit.
Jaws 2 made you afraid to go back in the water.
Jaws 2.
Jaws 3D was a new dimension in
3D, motherfucker!
Jaws for the revenge. It was personal.
Oh, shit.
It was just business. Then pure pleasure. Cyber Jaws made you afraid to log on. And Robo Jaws made you afraid of robotic sharks. Then Chief Brody's grandson assembled a super team of
Robo Jaws!
shark hunters. Jaws 10, it was man versus shark versus all the terrors of the deep. Outer space, then a prequel and a sequel to the prequel, and then a new era in terror began. Jaws started a family. Battled a Russian shark named Ivan Sharkovsky, took a bite out of the Big Apple, and learned about love from a mysterious stranger. Jaws 18 Origins, the mind-blowing reboot. Now, the oceans are disappearing, and to save their home, the sharks must attack. Jaws 19. This time, it's really, really personal.
Yes, it is. Oh, shit.
Coming soon.
God damn. As Pixel would say. Jaws 19. This time, it's really, really personable. Don't fuck with Jaws, man. Hell yeah. They need to make that. They need to make Jaws 19. I would love it. Like, skip all the sequels in between and just cut to Jaws 19. I would love if somebody did that. So you got Jaws 2, you got Jaws 3, you got Jaws 4, and then somebody just skip all of those sequels and go right to Jaws 19. People would fucking love that idea. I would love it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's get back to the chat. Let's see here. That would be fucking fantastic. Let's see. David says the Springs. I love Killa Okra. Oh, yeah, it's up there. I've got it. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Vision says, I've seen it. It was fun. Okay, good. Because I couldn't remember if you had saw it because I found that one. Where did I find that one? I think I found that one. I don't know if I found that one at Barnes & Noble. I think I found that one last year when I went to go visit my family last November. I think I found that one, buddy, at Vintage Stock. I think. Don't quote me. I think I did. So, yeah. It's a good one. Blue Kagi says, get my crones flowing. Oh, I don't know if you want that. Bo Derek. Yeah, he's in it. Oh, yeah. Check out the radio interview with Jaws. Oh, really? Nice. David, can you give me some more? Like what radio interview is it? Are they interviewing the guy that played Chief Brody, or what is it? Let me know. Let me know. Banjo says this is true, Visions. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyway. Dang, haven't heard that song in a grip. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll try to find it. Let me try to find it, Dave. Hang on. Let me try to find it. So yeah. So Jaws radio interview. Hang on. Jaws radio interview. Oh yeah, there's one with I found it. It says Simon Pegg Jaws 50th anniversary interview. It's 32 minutes long. Then there's another one, Dermot O'Leary. Hopefully I said his last name right. And he does another one. But let me just listen to a little bit of the one with oh, and then there's one with Greg Nicotero, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that guy. That guy is an amazing makeup effects artist. He worked on The Walking Dead. He worked on Dawn of the Dead. He worked on Day of the Dead. He worked on Army of Darkness. That's right. And he worked on the makeup effects of oh shit, what's the one before Army of Darkness? Oh shit, I'm having a brain fart. Visions. There's two before Army of Darkness. It's oh, Evil Dead. Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and then Army of Darkness. He worked on, I don't know if he worked on the first Evil Dead, but he worked on Evil Dead 2 and he worked on Army of Darkness. So I'm going to listen to a little bit of the Greg Nicotero interview, and then I'm going to listen to a little bit of the Simon Pegg one. Just, they're long. Like the Greg Nicotero one's an hour, so I'm not going to listen to the whole thing. And then the Simon Pegg one is 32 minutes. So let's start with the Simon Pegg one and listen to a little bit of it.
The Daily Jaws 50th Anniversary interview series is a collection of amazing conversations exploring the legacy of Steven Spielberg's screen adaptation of Jaws through the eyes of the fans. We'll be talking to famous fans, shark experts, people whose lives have been changed by the movie, and those that were there that helped to make the film. Today's episode has been made possible by Stern Pinball, the world's largest designer and manufacturer of arcade-quality pinball games. But we'll be telling you more about them later. We'll also be telling you about two amazing organisations that are very close to our hearts. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the show.
To make a film that's so assured, so technically perfect, is just incredible. If you care about the...
Okay, so Simon Pegg, he's one of my favorite British actors because he made one of my favorite British movies, Shaun of the Dead. Simon, you're getting old. You're not too old, but please make Shaun of the Dead 2. I'm begging you. Make Shaun of the Dead 2. And bring back your friend Nick Frost, because Nick Frost plays his like kind of slacker friend, and then at the end of Shaun of the Dead, he gets turned into a zombie. Bring back Shaun of the Dead. Make part 2. I'm begging you. All right, let's listen to this. I'm not going to listen to all of it because it's 32 minutes, but let's listen to it for a couple of minutes.
It doesn't matter. You know you're watching something that's fake. You know it's a film. You're not watching a documentary. It's such a masterful piece of filmmaking.
Is Jaws Steven Spielberg's best movie?
Oh.
Hi guys, it's Ross over at the Daily Jaws.
I don't know if it's his best film, because the interviewer asked Simon Pegg that. I would say it's one of his best masterpieces on film, because the original Jurassic Park is a fucking masterpiece. You know, Schindler's List is good. What's the Army one? Saving Private Ryan is good. E.T. is fantastic. So he's got a lot of classics, but it's one of his best films. Like his very first film, Duel, I love Duel, 1970s. I've already watched that and reviewed that for you guys. That movie is fucking fantastic. It's fucking genius. Genius. So he's got a lot of classics, but I would say it's one of his best pieces of art that he's made and put on film. So yeah, one of his best ones. All right, let's continue on.
With another exclusive 50th anniversary interview. Today's guest has fought zombie apocalypses, he's cruised and explored the final frontier, and he's also made those impossible missions possible. But today, he's taken some time out from all of that to tell us about his love for Jaws. I can't believe I'm going to say this next name. Guys, please welcome Mr. Simon Pegg to the Daily Jaws.
He is a legend.
Simon, welcome.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I mean, there's a few things that we want to discuss with you about Jaws, but I have to explain, I think, first of all, how this has all kind of come to be.
Yeah.
You were on Instagram Live about a month ago, and you were just doing one of your usual Instagram Live chats, which are always great to watch. And I basically spammed your Instagram Live chat with the question.
And I'll be honest, he does. I follow Simon Pegg on Instagram, and those live chats that interviewer just said, he does a lot. He does a lot of lives behind the scenes of his movies, and then he'll take pictures where he's on set, off set. But if you haven't subscribed to Simon Pegg's Instagram, it's fucking great. It's fucking awesome. He's one of my favorite British actors. He's not my favorite British actor, but he's one of them. He's one of them.
Why is Jaws the greatest movie ever made? I think I posted it about 50 times, and I thought, I wonder, is he even going to see the question? And you did. And you went on one of the most beautiful 5-minute explanations as to why Jaws was the greatest movie ever made. For the sake of the people watching...
I hope he restates it, why Jaws is one of the greatest movies of all times.
And listening now, could you tell us why you think Jaws is the greatest movie ever made?
Oh, man. I mean, it's just... I was 6 when it came out, so I didn't see it at the cinema. I think the first time I saw it was probably on VHS. And
you know what? He said that eventually. I never got to see it. I finally got to saw Ghostbusters in the cinema, and that was a amazing. It was a couple years ago. It was before I moved to Florida, and seeing my favorite film on the big screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have ever seen one of your favorite films in the cinema. I thought, well, Ghostbusters is so old. I'll never get to see it on the big screen. Never. And then all of a sudden, my movie theater was doing like Flashback Tuesdays, where they play like old movies from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And I thought, oh, maybe this is my chance. And just by struck of the luck, they said, oh, it's around Halloween time. We're gonna play this, we're going to play that. And then one of them was Ghostbusters. And I went, oh my God, I am not missing that opportunity to fucking watch Ghostbusters in the theater, right? So I've always wanted to see Jaws in the theater, and I never have. So let me know, put a 1 in the chat if you've ever seen your favorite film in the big screen. And put a 2 in the chat if any of you guys have seen Jaws in the theater. I'm just curious. Let me know. I'm going to listen to his explanation, and then I'm going to listen to a little bit of Greg Nicotero's, and then we're going to continue on. But Dave is bringing the content. I appreciate it. Dave, you guys saw in one of my lives, Dave is my new buddy. He's a new member to the community. Dave, man, he knows... As Vision said, I can't see the comments right now because I'm watching the movie. Visions, you said it, and then I confirmed it. He said, wow, this Dave guy, he knows his fucking movie material. He may be the second movie master of the community. Of course, I'm the first. But Dave, you know your shit. And plus, Dave, you're a lot older, and Dave is a Navy vet, and I appreciate your service. So thanks for your service, buddy. But Dave's watched a hell of a lot more movies than I have. I'm working on it, but I've seen my fair share of movies, my friend. But Jaws is pretty fucking great. But here we go. Dave, I would say 1 is fantastic. Jaws 2 is pretty good. Jaws 2 is my second favorite. 3, it's all right. Jaws 4 is fucking terrible. I would use Jaws 4 as fucking goddamn tissue paper and wipe my ass with it. And then Jaws the Ride, before they took it out at Universal, is fan-fucking-tastic. It's amazing. It is fucking amazing. It's fantastic. And I was a little kid when I rode the ride. Scared the fucking shit out of me. I grabbed my dad's arm, and he was like, "Are you all right, John?" I was like, "I am now." That thing was coming out of the water, going fucking nuts. I think I was like, I don't know, I was 9, 8 years old, I think, somewhere around there when I rode the Jaws ride. I only rode it a few times. I rode it once when I was 8 or 9, and then we went back. And then we went back. And I think I rode it 2 more times. My British family came and we saw it again. I mean, I rode the ride again when I was, I don't know, 14 or 15. And then I rode it 1 more time when I was like 16. Because when I was young, if we weren't vacationing in England to visit my British family, then we were down in Florida. That's why I love living in Florida so much. So many good memories down here. All right, let's listen to a little bit more because I want to hear Simon Pegg's definition of why he thinks this is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Have been probably early teens, and then it was a very visceral experience. As when you know, I mean, it was very famous as a blockbuster, and also because it was Steven Spielberg who'd made Raiders, which
and it was one of the first blockbusters, one of them.
I saw before Jaws. And I loved it because it was scary and it was exciting. I didn't quite know why I loved it as much as I did, but as I've got older and I've watched it successive times, theatrically as well, thankfully, I've managed to, watch it.
I know why I like it so much. I agree with Simon. It's funny, it's fucking terrifying, and the ending's so great, like he's like, blow up, come on, blow up, and Jaws is like, it's like, Jaws is basically saying, Jaws the shark's like, all right, Brody, it's me versus you. Like, you think you're gonna take me down? Fuck you. Let's duel. And then Brody's got, he throws the tank in the shark's mouth. He's shooting it. Brody's like, oh yeah, bring it on, motherfucker. Yeah, come on. Like, if you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna go down fighting. Come on, bring it the fuck on. And Jaws is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring it. And then it's like, and then he's like, come on, smile, you son of a bitch. And then he explodes. So I love the ending. There's great characters. There's a good arch to it. Like Simon said, it's fucking terrifying. And it does make you think. I have ever since I was a little kid, before I watched Jaws, I would swim in the deep. Anytime I go to the beach now, I only swim up to about up to my knees because sharks are a real thing. And sharks do bite people, especially in Florida. So I only swim in knee-deep water. I will not ever swim in water up to my waist. No way. And I don't care what the trolls say. It's just, you cover your own ass when you go to the beach. So, they definitely left an impact. I will say that. So, yeah. Oh, Lord. Lord. But it's a fantastic movie. All right, back to Simon Pegg.
Which is a whole other experience. Obviously, you grow up seeing things 4:9. Then maybe you get like a DVD, which has the right aspect ratio.
Not anymore. Now you get Blu-ray gems. No DVD, Simon Pegg. Either Blu-ray gems or Blu-ray 4K. Hell yeah.
Sure, but when you see it on the big screen, you hear stuff in the sound mix and just beautiful little nuances and touches. It's just an extraordinary piece of work. It blows my mind that Steven Spielberg was 26 when he made it. That just kind of to make a film that's so short.
And you know what? He was even younger. He was even younger when he made Duel, because Duel. I'm sorry, not Duel. Duel came first before Jaws. So yeah, and that's a fantastic movie. That is a fantastic movie, Duel.
So technically perfect is just incredible, and it's just a beautiful character study, you know. And I think there's something about the way that he draws each character and the actors that he cast. It's just the perfect storm of brilliance. You know, you have Roy Scheider, who, you know, is our way into the film. He's our kind of fish out of water, if you pardon the pun.
Mhm.
You know, he's new to Amity, and so are we. So he is our lens into, you know, this story.
Yep.
And then you have these two opposing forces in Hooper and Quint, you know, and they all coalesce on the Orca, and every one of them is so beautifully drawn that you care so much about them, you know, and about what's happening to them. And I was saying to someone recently, you know, that much is said about Bruce, you know, and how he didn't work and how that was a good thing, and of course it was, and how, you know, when he does finally materialize, you know, he's clearly
I would say that's an understatement. It almost never worked, because when you watch the Blu-ray, I need to buy Jaws in 4K, but because now I've got a 4K player. When you watch it, he only really shows up maybe the last 20 minutes of the film. The rest of the film, you'll see a shark's fin here and there. You'll see maybe like the side of his mouth and his eye pop up every once in a blue moon. But he really starts kicking ass and taking names like the last 20 to 25 minutes of the film. Especially when that classic scene where he's like, slow ahead. Yeah, I can go slow ahead. Why don't you come down here and chum some of this shit? And then boom, Bruce pops out and he goes like that. And his cigarette's hanging out of his mouth. And he's like, you're going to need a bigger boat. Oh yeah, Fears knows his movie quotes. Dave, you'll find out. Fears sometimes has a good memory. Sometimes I have a bad memory. But the memory definitely kicks in with those movie quotes. So yeah. Pretty good stuff. Well, I think I'm gonna listen to the Greg Nicotero one after, because I'm gonna continue on. But I'm gonna finish what Simon Pegg has to say about the film, and then we're gonna get back. I haven't checked in on the chat with you guys in quite a while, but I'm sure you guys have been enjoying. Dave, I appreciate the suggestion. This was really informative. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, my friend. Anything to help out the show.
shock, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I always defend the bigger boat moment when he first sort of surfaces. I love that moment. I still think that holds up. It looks really, really good.
And I just did it. He's like, slow ahead. Yeah, I can go slow ahead. Why don't you come down here and chum some of this shit? And then he jumps out, and it is fucking terrifying. I think I saw Jaws for the first time. I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies until I was 16. So I watched Jaws either when I was 16 or 17. And then I watched my favorite horror movie of all time, the original 1978 classic Halloween, made by John Carpenter with Michael Myers. Hell yeah. And that was amazing. And you guys think I'm kidding. There's probably going to be 3 movies that Fears will be buried with. It's in my will. I'm going to be buried with Ghostbusters, Halloween, and motherfucking Escape from New York. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ho, 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 ho. So that means when I get to heaven, I'll be like, hey Dad, let's pop in some Ghostbusters. Oh hell yeah. Because my dad liked Ghostbusters. He really wasn't a fan of horror movies, but he liked Ghostbusters. Not as much as me, of course, because I've got a shit ton of memorabilia in my house. My dad really wasn't a collectible type of guy. That's all me. But he did like his movies, just like Fear. So, hell yeah.
But, you know, when he's eating Quint, it's less effective as a kind of if it's, but it just doesn't matter. It's like, you know, I never questioned the special effects in films that I watched when I was younger, because if you care about the characters, it doesn't matter. You know, you're watching something that's fake. You know, it's a film. You're not watching a documentary. What really matters is the emotion. You know?
Man, he's on point with
and
this
the emotion
shit.
is so key in that film.
Oh, yeah.
It's just beautiful. And the way Spielberg shot it, you know, he uses a lot of wides, and so he can have people all talking at the same time. has it's very realistic. It's and the way the relationships grow, you know, like I love the moment when Hooper comes around to the house and he sort of helps himself to the wine and starts eating.
That is a good scene too, where he's like, "Are you guys eating this?" And then he just grabs the plate of food, starts eating it, and then they pour the wine. That's a great scene too. I agree. I agree with Simon. That's another good scene.
Leftovers, and Brody's like, and he just pours loads of it, and he says, "You might want to let that." Okay. It's just full of those kind of really important character moments that make a film, you know, so relatable, and you can.
That's a good place to stop because I've listened to it for about 5 minutes, and I'm gonna get back to the fans. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So and I don't want to get too far behind because Larry sometimes say that I get too far behind. I try to read everybody's. Sometimes I can't, but yeah. All right, let me scroll back. Let's see. The last thing I read was David suggesting the thing, and I'm gonna listen to the Greg Nicotero one, because he hasn't been in films a lot. He's more of a makeup guy, but he's always played a zombie. He played a zombie in Day of the Dead. He played a zombie after he gets chewed up in Day of the Dead. He played a zombie in Dawn of the Dead. He played a zombie in the remake of Dawn of the Dead. He played a zombie in every single season. He did a different makeup, and he played a different zombie in every single season of The Walking Dead. And man, Greg Nicotero, he does some good work. He's a great special effects. Let's see. Using radio songs, and then Bukeki says, I've seen Jaws once, and it was such a long time ago. I'll have to check it out again. Yeah, but have you seen it in the theaters, Bukeki? Have you seen it in the theaters? I've never. I've always wanted to see it in the theaters, and I never have. Russ says, welcome to the community, Dave. Our leader fears. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Russ. Bukagi says, one of my favorite films. Oh yeah. It's high on the list. It's high on the list. Vision said, I did see Con Air. So yeah. Okay, so you like that movie, Visions. I liked it too. I wouldn't care to see that one in the theaters because I do like it, but it's fucking Nick Cage. I mean, you cannot deny the fucking Cage Meister. But that's cool that you got to see that one in the theater. That's cool. Let's see here. Did you guys ever go to the Bahamas? No, I've always wanted to, Russ. Me and my family never made it to the Bahamas. So yeah. I've always wanted to. Bukagi says, Con Air rules. Oh yeah, it is. I just recently watched it, and I reviewed it. I loved it. And why? Because it's fucking Nick motherfucking Cage. Hell yeah. Nothing else to explain. He's a great actor. So yeah. Let's see, what else? I watched Spawn, the animated series recently. That was good. I've watched the original Spawn. I've watched that one. But I've never seen the animated series. Agree, great one. You ever seen Hellsing? No, I've never seen that one. The shark's name was Bruce. That I knew. Let's see. Crumble says the only good movie Steven Spielberg did was Duel and an episode of Columbo. The rest get 2 big thumbs down. Really, Crumbles? You didn't like Jaws? You didn't like Jurassic Park? Oh, shame on you. For shame. Well, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I respect your opinion, because I always tell this to all my friends. That's why I like having different friends, different opinions, because not everyone is going to have... Everyone's going to have their likes, everyone's going to have their dislikes, everyone's going to have their own opinions. So, I respect your opinion, Crumbles, but I don't agree with it. I think Jaws it's high on the list. I do agree with you. Duel is fucking amazing, and I think I bought Duel on 4K. I think if not 4K, I bought it on Blu-ray, and I already watched it and I reviewed it for you guys, and I agree, it's fucking great. So yeah. Let's see. Vision says a couple of guys, my friends with online, just finished the movie Felissa Rose, and it's only on DVD. Well, Felissa Rose, I finally watched Sleepaway Camp after Visions made a book. And he said, Fears, if you don't fucking watch that movie, I'll never watch another stream. I'm glad you pushed me, Visions, because, man, the first one is... I still think Friday the 13th is a lot better than Sleepaway Camp. But I definitely like Sleepaway Camp, and I cannot wait to find Sleepaway... Let's see, there's 2, there's 3. Isn't there 5 of them, Visions? Sleepaway Camp 5? There's 5 of them. I like Sleepaway Camp so much, I cannot wait to see how the fuck Angela comes back in part 2. Because she kills, like, what, 10 people at the camp, and then she just strolls back to camp in part 2. Like, oh, hi, I'm back. And I'm like, how can you be back? The police are fucking looking for you. So I can't wait to see how she wiggles her way back to the camp, you know? But I did enjoy it. But Crumbles, I do agree. Duel is fucking fantastic. Fantastic. I may have to change the title, and I'm going to say, and I'm going to write in the title, Celebration of Jaws, because we've been talking about Jaws for a while. Which is not a bad thing. I appreciate it, because I'm always up for great suggestions, you know, from my fans. So thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. Let's see. Vision says, Gabe owners, more like a, let's see, is what I would have said if I was the chief. And that's right. Yeah, but it's that classic line, Banjo, like, come on, smile, you son of a bitch. Because at that point, he's had enough of this fucking shark. He's like, you just killed Quinn. You almost killed the dorky guy, the scientist with the glasses. He's almost killed, you know, Brody. So he's like, fuck you, fuck this shark. I'm fucking taking this motherfucker down, and I'm taking him down now. Because if I was Brody, I'd be like, oh, fuck you, I've had enough of this shit, you know? You know what I'm saying? Bukaki says, no, I don't think I saw Jaws in the theater. Well, you're not alone, Bukaki. I so want to see that movie in the theaters. Because again, it goes back to Ghostbusters. I've watched Ghostbusters over 1,000 times. I could sit here and repeat the whole line of dialogue to you guys. But I won't. I know Jaws almost perfectly because it's high on the list, but I've never got to see it on the big screen. The moment I saw Ghostbusters on the big screen, I was like, it was like seeing it for the first time. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking great, you know? So yeah. No, I meant Last of the is one of my, oh, okay, one of my favorites. I don't remember much of Jaws. Have you seen that? I've never seen Last of the Mohicans. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. But real quick, let me watch the trailer. Let me watch the trailer because I've never watched the trailer. So let's watch it. And then I'm going to move on to another topic. But yeah, because I got to hurry up and finish because it's 8:51. And I believe Lantern said he's starting his show around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I don't want to impede on his. But Lantern, if I don't finish in time, you start your show because I'm going to finish my show. Okay, Last of the Mohicans trailer. I've heard of it, Bukaki, but I've never seen it. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, 1992. Okay, so it's got Daniel Day-Lewis. He played a great Abraham Lincoln. I don't know if you guys have ever seen his performance as Abraham Lincoln, but oh damn, he played a good Abraham Lincoln. I didn't know that it was made in the 90s. I've heard of it. I've just never seen it. But well, here we go. Here we go, Bukaki. 1:53. All right, here we go.
It's not as I imagined it would be, thinking of it in Boston.
Frontier's the
Damn, he threw that tomahawk, Bukaki. That was like some fucking axe throw. He went right over his head. That was awesome.
available to people. Out here, they're beholden to none.
As a new land was being carved out of an untamed frontier.
Just dropped in to see how you boys is doing.
One man defiantly courageous, stood his ground.
I thought all our colonial scouts were in the militia.
I ain't your scout. You sure ain't no damn militia.
One woman, fiercely independent, followed her spirit.
My father warned me about people like you. He said, do not try to understand them. Do not try to make them understand.
Bukkake, I don't know if you've ever seen The Crucible. Daniel Day-Lewis is in that with all that crazy, crazy fucking witch trial shit. Those people were nuts back in the day. Like, it was happening in Salem, Massachusetts. And if you wanted someone dead, all you had to do, oh my God, he's a witch, she's a witch. Oh, we have to kill him. Yeah, you're right, let's kill him. He's a witch. So I've seen The Crucible, and I was like, first of all, believing in witches is fucking ridiculous. That's none of that shit is true. Number two, it would be insane to live in fear like that. Like, oh God, witches! We have to kill them, burn them alive, hang them. And they treated the townsfolk in that film, treated the people that were so-called the witches terribly. And I was like, fuck that. If someone claimed to me as a witch, I'd be like, well, I know what's going to happen. Fuck this town. Later, try by, exit stage right, I'm out of here. Like, they wouldn't hang fears. I'd be like, oh, you think I'm a witch? Well, hey, fuck you. I'm leaving. Peace, deuce, I'm out of here. You know? But he's good in The Crucible. He's good in The Crucible. So watch that, Bukkake. Let's finish this.
And you.
Thank you so much.
They shared an adventure.
It was a war party. That means they're going to be
So far, this is pretty good.
That took them from the edge of the wilderness.
He saved us. We're alive only because of him. Are those the...
Well, Bukkake, so far my favorite scene is when he's in the canoe, and the canoe goes flying off the waterfall, and he's like, everybody hold on! So far I'm going to give it a big thumbs up. So it's probably going to go on the list.
criminal?
And into each other's hearts.
Why didn't you leave when you had the chance?
Because what I'm interested in is right here.
You've done everything you could do. Save yourself!
Stay alive, no matter what occurs. I will find you. No matter how long it takes, no matter how far, I will find you.
Academy Award winner Daniel Day-Lewis, Madeline Stowe, the last of the Mohicans.
I'm going to give it a big thumbs up. Let me grab my phone and put it in my digital list because I shit you not, I'm running out of room on this. Plus, I don't want to put any more on this. I'm trying to get rid of this list so we can move on to the digital list. Because I'm telling you what, Pixel, Bukkake, and Visions have given me so much on this. I want to get this one done first before I move on to my digital one. But that was just too good not to pass up. That Last of the Mohicans, I'm going to give it a big thumbs up. It's going on my digital list on my phone. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it. That one was a good one. Let's see. Where the hell is my phone? There we go. All right. Let's see here. So 1992. Let me put it on the list. Let's see here. And Randall's suggestion, Ghost of the Machine. That was the last one I put on here. That was a good one too. I can't wait to watch that one too. That one was good. All right, so 1992. The Last of the, and then Mohicans. Last of the, all right, I got it. It's in there. Right here, Bukkake. Ghost of the Machine. And then right there. I don't know if you can see it. Last of the Mohicans. Bam! Right there on the list. Good stuff. All right. Let's get back to the chat. I'll be honest. I may have to save these for tomorrow because I'm having so much fun talking about Jaws. So I think I'm going to save these for tomorrow, and I'm gonna you know what? I'll do one of them. I'll do Home Improvement. I'll do number 4, and then I think I'm gonna end it. So yeah. But I'm gonna retitle it reviewing 2 movies, and then I'll do the top 10 list tomorrow, and I'll put Summer Starts, and then I'll put in a celebration of Jaws' 50th anniversary, because that was a great suggestion by David, and I'm all up for the fans helping me out with my show and suggestion. And if it's a good suggestion, you bet your ass I'm gonna take it, because man, listen to Simon Pegg. That was a good interview. I saved it, and I'm gonna listen to the rest of it maybe on Saturday night after I get done hanging out with LC, which I have to call after this stream and confirm that we're still hanging out, because every once in a while, because he's got kids and a job and a wife and all that, sometimes he cancels, and I'm like, I get it. You're a busy guy. You're far busier than me. I'm like, you got 3 kids, you got a wife, you got a job. I'm like, if things pop up, you let me know. But I haven't heard from him, so I'm going to call him after the show and be like, yo, we just wanted to check in. We hanging out tomorrow? And then if he says, oh yeah, then I'm all about it. So yeah. All right, let me catch up with the chat. Let's see. The last thing I read was Vision saying that he watched some Felissa Rose on DVD. Let's see here. And then, oh wait, no, I read the thing. Bukkake saying, I don't think I saw it in theaters. Have I seen it? No, I haven't seen it, but I'm going to, Bukkake, because that Last of the Mohicans, holy shit, was that great. So yeah, the music in that one is amazing too. Oh, I agree, Visions. I just watched the trailer. That was some good. And then I liked that line of Dolan. He's like, do whatever it takes. Stay alive. Stay alive. I was like, oh, that's a pivotal moment in the trailer and in the movie. So I'm looking forward to it, my friend. I am looking forward to it. So, Bukkake says it's an epic movie. It looks like it. That's why it's on the list, Bukkake. And I trust your judgment, because The Park Is Mine was fucking mind-blowing. It was fucking great. And I'm not saying that just because we're friends. I'm saying it because it's the fucking truth. I enjoyed every second on film of The Park Is Mine with Tommy Lee Jones. So, yours and Visions and Pixel suggestions have been great. So, Visions, one of yours, because I'm so intrigued, I haven't found it yet, that chainsaw hooker shit, where you're like, give us your money, or we'll kill you. And like, they're strippers or something, and they're chainsawing the fuck out of people. I can't wait to see that, because it sounds fucking hilarious. So, yeah. And that nail gun shit, or the nail gun, what is it? The Nail Gun Massacre. Yeah. That'll be a quality gem. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Bukkake says, yeah, I saw that. The witch burning one. Yeah, that fucking Salem witch trial shit. They were fucked in the head, man. Like, oh, I'm a witch? Oh, God. Oh, fuck me. You know, I'm like if someone accused me, I'd be like, why would you think I'm a witch? I'm a Christian. You know? Like, all that, like, oh, we gotta kill him. Oh, no. I would look at it and be like, you people are fucking idiots. It's my word versus theirs, and their word against mine. Have I done any witchcraft? No. It's not rocket science. And again, if they accuse me and they tried to come at me and hang me or burn me, I'd be like, fuck you, I'm out of here. And I would just leave the town. It's that fucking simple. So yeah. Pretty weird of them to do that, but all that Salem witch trial shit happened in like Boston, Massachusetts, like way back in the day. Pretty crazy shit. Let's see. David says great movie. It looks like it's a great movie, David. I can't wait to watch it. Great suggestion by Bukkake. Vision says, you know what, Fears? Daniel Day-Lewis. Can't lose. This is true, because I really liked his performance in The Crucible, and I really liked his performance as one of our greatest presidents, our 16th president, Mr. Abraham Lincoln. Oh, yeah. Have you ever watched There Will Be Blood, Fears? I don't think so. Let me have a look. There Will Be Blood. I don't think so. I know they say that in Saw 2. Like, Jigsaw's like, oh yes, there will be blood. But if it's a movie, let me, there will be blood trailer. Well, let's have a little watch. Oh, another Daniel Day-Lewis. Let's see. Oh, they made it in 2007. You know what? I'm gonna watch this tomorrow, Banjo, because my show's getting a little long. And again, I don't want to. I don't want to. Take over Lantern's time. So I'm gonna finish up, and then we're gonna review this, and then I'm out of here because I haven't had dinner yet, and I may come into Lantern's show tonight. I may not. I've been really trying to. I've been working for the last 5 or 6 days on a big vlog. And I finally uploaded a video on Fears Man 26. Because with getting my apartment ready for my family and me saving up money and me working extra hours, the reason why I took those extra hours last night is because I want to save every penny. So whenever I go in August, I'm going to celebrate in style. Because, man, I'm so proud of my brother, and because I don't have a lady yet, this is so far in my life the closest I'll come to having a child, being an uncle, and I want to be the best uncle I can be, and I already bought him some goodies. I think, because I called my mom, I said, Mom, don't buy Shelton a Halloween costume, and my mom's like, why? I said, because I already bought him one, and if you guys remember what I got him the little Superman chest plate and the fucking cape, and that gray bar is like a thing you can bend. So, oh yeah. So I hope it fits him because he's still kind of a small little guy because he'll only be a couple of months when October comes around, but it should fit him. And I told my mom, and my mom's like, "Oh God, John, you love Superman. Like, where'd you find that?" I said, "At Walmart." I said, "I was doing a live." I said, "I was hanging out with the fans." And I said, "I was just looking at the Legos." And I said, "I turned the corner and there was a bunch of action figures." And my mom was like, "Oh, was it on the wall?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, I just thought, "Oh, that would look good on Shelton." Bam, grabbed it. And she's like, "You want me to tell your brother?" I said, "No." I said, I told my mom, I said, "I'm going to surprise him with that." And I said, "I'm going to surprise him with the little Hawaiian shirt I got him." And my mom was like, "Oh, well, I kind of already told him about the..." I said, "All right, that's fine that you told him about the Hawaiian shirt." I'm like, "Don't tell him about the Halloween costume." So, oh yeah, I can't wait. So I'll watch it tomorrow, Banjo. There will be, but if I forget, remind me. Because you guys know, sometimes my memory's good and sometimes it'll be bad. If I forget, just remind me that Fears, watch that, and I will. David says, "How does Jaws greet you, Fears?" "Hi, chum." I know, right? That was good. That was a pun on a pun on a pun on a pun, David. There would be no greeting. I'd be like, "Oh, hey, Jaws." I'd be like, "Time to get fucked up? I'm going to fuck you up, That's right. Vision says, "I loved the nail gun mess." Well, I saw the trailer, and it looked great, Visions. It looked like, it wasn't even 80s. It looked like a 70s. It kind of reminded me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like guerrilla filmmaking. And the trailer was so damn old. It had like little rips and tears like in the trailer. And I'm like, oh man, this looks great. And then like he shoots the nail gun and like 3 of them go in the guy's neck. And I was like, oh shit. Like boom, 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 boom. And I was like, damn. There you go. So a lot of watches to come, my friends. There's a Dark Ages witch type of movie titled Black Death, which is fucking cool too. With Sean Bean. Okay. I'm going to write those down. Hang on. Because I know I'll forget. So I'm going to put it in my book. Watch. What's it called? Black Death. Watch Black Death trailer. And then watch There Will Be Blood trailer. So there it is. I got them right here. So whenever I open up the book tomorrow, it'll be right there. And I'll watch them because I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. All right. I'm going to review season 4, and then we're going to take off. But Lantern, I'll try to hop in at least once tonight. I'm going to listen a lot, and I'm going to edit because I really want to finish this big vlog. And right whenever I get done hanging out with LC tomorrow, I'm going to call him right after this stream just to confirm it. And I'm going to talk to him while I'm making dinner. And while I'm eating dinner, I'm going to listen to Lantern's show. And then maybe later on tonight, I'll come in. And then as I'm listening, I'm going to try to edit. So, Lantern, I'll throw on the headphones. I'll throw on the headphones while I'm editing. And I'm going to try to get this fucking vlog done. It's huge. It's at least 25 minutes. So, a really good vlog is coming soon. And whenever I get close to finishing Lantern, or I do finish it, I'll pop in. So, yeah. All right. Season 4. Here we go. So, there we are. Let's see. David Phillips says, put together a list of Tool-related horror movies to go with Tool Time. That's actually a good idea. Well, the first one on the list, David, is the fucking Nail Gun Massacre, bitch. Oh, Lord. All right, so season 4 of Home Improvement. In this one, it says, Tim the Toolman Taylor, a loving husband and father who spends his days as the accident-prone host of the popular cable access television show Tool Time. The 4th season fires with all cylinders, earning 5 Emmys. So 5 Emmys. Damn, that's a lot. 5 Emmys. Including Outstanding Comedy Series and Outstanding Lead Actress in the Comedy Series. Patricia Richardson portrays Jill Taylor. The laughs are hammered The laughs are a home run with all 26 episodes of this hilarious collection. Season 4 contains some of the most memorable moments as Jill returns to college. Al is named one of Detroit's most eligible bachelors, and the invention of the man's kitchen, which is my favorite episode. The man's kitchen. With guest appearances by Dave Chappelle and Dan Aykroyd. Hell yeah. One of my favorite actors. Dan Aykroyd. Ray Stantz, the best Ghostbuster of all time. So, best guest, Dan Aykroyd. At least in my mind. Best episode of all time, the invention of the Binford 6100 Man's Kitchen. Hell yeah. Best episode, The Man's Kitchen. And Fears can recite almost entirely, not the whole episode, but The Man's Kitchen. Here I go. You guys ready? Here we go. Fears likes it so much I've memorized it. Here we go. A man's galley, a man's kitchen. Let's hit the starter and say hello to the man's kitchen. He turns it. It doesn't start. And then Al says, maybe we should hook jumper cables up to another kitchen. And then he goes, I think I got it. He turns it. The doors open. He says, listen to that baby purr. The doors open up with the music. And let me see if I can find the music of the man's kitchen. It's like, kind of like medieval music. Let's see if I can find it. on YouTube. And he says, listen to that baby purr. So the man's kitchen home improvement. And here it is. Let's see if you can hear this music.
The Binford ignition system.
Ignition system. Here we go. Maybe we should hook it up to jumper cables.
Come on. Well, maybe we should get jumper cables, hook it up to another kitchen.
Yeah, that's right. And he goes, I think I got it. And then he says, listen to that baby purr. The doors open up, and you hear the music. Listen.
I think I got it. Listen to that baby purr. Now let's step inside, take a tour
Of the man's kitchen. And he's like, ho, 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 ho. Well, we start off with man's fine dining, which comes with paper plates. These come in standard or white walls. And he goes, now we move on to, there's only two vegetables that a man really eats. Your beans and your potatoes. I had my beans yesterday, Al, and he goes, I know, Tim. And he goes, when a man wants to eat, and you can't, save time with those precious moments on a microwave. So that's why we got the Binford 6100 macrowave. He goes, put it in. We've got 3 settings. High, really high, and split your own atom. And then he says, now, Tim, won't this put off a lot of radiation? He goes, it's a good safety tip, Al. He goes, that's why we've got, and he hits a button, lead vests. And they put on the lead vests. And then Al goes, it's also good when you want to take a look at Superman's underwear. And then he goes, with the macrowave, you don't need many seconds. So he hits it, and he goes, don't look directly into the potato. Hits the button, this light comes on, and then it cooks it. And he goes, Al, would you grab those? And he goes, hot potato, puts it on. And he goes, now we move on to our beverage section. He goes, we got beer, root beer, and Pepto-Bismol. And then he said, now we come to the man's refrigerator, stainless steel. And he goes, Al, what do all men dream about having in their refrigerator? That's easy, Tim. A butcher. They open it up, and then the butcher. So let's play it. I got it almost close. It's been a while since I've seen it, but listen to it.
Oh, well, we start first here at Men's Fine China. That's right. 16-ply steel-belted paper plate. These plates are available in standard black and white walls.
So I got that.
Now we move on to the most important part of the meal.
Vegetables. Your beans and your potatoes.
Now, for most men, there's only 2 kinds of vegetables. Your beans and your potatoes. I had my beans yesterday. I know.
So I got that. So pretty darn accurate off the bat, because it's my favorite episode of all time.
Potatoes. Hard to cook. So when a guy wants to eat,
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for those endless seconds on a microwave. That's why we've got the Binford macrowave. 3 convenient power settings. High, really high, and split your own atoms.
That's right.
Now, Tim, won't this put out a little too much radiation? Let's see, Al.
I got so far we're good.
That's why we're equipped with these.
Lead vests.
Lead vests.
Oh yeah.
Also useful in case Superman wants to take a peek at your underwear.
There you are. I got that.
No problem there. I'm not wearing any.
Oh, I forgot about that part. But I almost got it dead on. So far, I've only missed 1 line.
Don't want to overcook a potato. Only in there a couple seconds.
Yep.
Now, don't look directly at the potato.
I got that. That's right.
they stop glowing, they're probably ready to eat.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that part.
All right.
And then he goes, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato.
Hot potato, hot potato. Here we have our beverage center.
Oh, I got this.
We got beer, we got root beer, Pepto-Bismol. Now we get to that main course. Ooh, yeah. The main course of any man's meal is what?
That would be meat, Tim. The redder, the better. I forgot about it, but now seeing it, it reminded me of it.
Meat. The redder, the better.
Mm-hmm.
The man's refrigerator. Stainless steel doors, big cubic inches. Now, what does every man really dream about having in a refrigerator, Al? That's simple, Tim. A butcher.
So I got that. So now let's move on. Then he says, hey, Benny, how you doing? And he said, well, what will it be today, boys? And he says, I'm hankering for a thick porterhouse. And then Al says, I will take the petite filet mignon. And then Benny goes, it takes all kind. And he says, all right, Benny, thanks a lot. Stay cool. They close the refrigerator. Then they go over to the stove. And he says, you don't want to cook it too much. We'll just, flame kiss. Throws it on. He hits the button. It cooks the meat. He stops it. He goes, and then he does a moo sound. He goes, moo. Still alive, Al. And then he puts it on the plate, puts it on the table, and then he says, we got barbecue, we got steak sauce, we got ketchup. And he goes, take your pick, Al. And he goes, none of those, Tim. I'll take just a pinch of salt. And he goes, you got it, man. Sprays a shitload of salt on it. And then Al coughs. And then he says, oh, I'm sorry. He goes, I've seemed to messed up your dinner. He goes, no problem. We'll take care of it. He goes, and he pushes a button and the table goes down like this. And he goes right down to the recycling center. He goes, now, he goes, we've took care of the trash. He goes, but what do we do with the appliances? And, the grime, the gook. He goes, what do we do about that? And then he says, well, Tim, he goes, the best thing about the man's kitchen is it's entirely self-cleaning. He goes, it is. He goes, right here, we got the Binford kitchen cleaning washing system. Simple enough. Step out of the kitchen, close your water-free doors, and in about a half an hour, he goes, earlier in the week, we've entered our, we've put in our detergent pellets. You got wash. I'm sorry, he says you got your pre-wash, your wash, your ultra wash, in about a half an hour, you got a clean kitchen. So it's been a long time, but I almost got it perfectly. So let's listen, and then I'm going to end the show.
Benny, how you doing? Hi, Al. Hey, Benny. What will it be today? I don't know. I got a hankering for a porterhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Good choice.
I'll take the petite filet mignon.
I'll take the petite filet mignon.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds.
Oh, yeah.
Here you go. Good looking meat, Benny. Thanks a lot. Stay cool.
Stay cool.
All right, flip them out our grill.
If you guys have never seen this episode, it's absolutely fucking fantastic.
You don't want to overcook them. You just want them flame kissed.
There you go. Still moving, Al. Still moving.
Ding. They're done. All right. Still moving, Al.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're ready to put on our seasoning. Right. We got hot sauce, steak sauce, barbecue sauce.
Oh, hot sauce. My bad.
Not one of those, Tim. I like just a pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt.
I see you messed up your dinner. Let's get rid of those plates. Right down the recycling center. Now, clean the dishes. What do we do about all the mess from the kitchen? The grease, the appliances, the floor, the walls. What do we do now? Well, Tim, best thing about the Binford men's kitchen is it's entirely self-cleaning. It is. That's right. Got the Binford kitchen washing system.
I got that
Step out of the
perfect.
kitchen.
I got that perfect.
Shut your waterproof doors.
There you go.
Klaus, come on, cut this. What is this? Renaissance fair? You add your detergent pellets early in the week. Then you put it on heavy wash, spin dry.
Oh, spin dry. Spin dry. I thought.
In a half hour, you got a clean kitchen. Floor.
So I almost got it perfectly. It's because I haven't seen it in such a long time, but almost dead on. Almost dead on. But if you guys have not seen that episode, see it. Banjo says, oh, sweet, Dave Chappelle. Yeah, he's in one episode in the 4th season. So anyway, I'm taking off. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I wrote down, watch those 2 trailers tomorrow, and I'll probably start with that tomorrow so I don't forget. But everybody enjoy Lantern's show. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get some dinner. I'm going to edit for a little while. I'll be listening to your show, Lantern. Have a great show. I may come in for a couple of minutes later on in the night. But shout out to the fans, and shout out to my new friend David for giving us such a good topic. David, because it was the 50th anniversary, I'm going to change the title and put in the title that we discussed the 50th anniversary of Jaws. And I may watch it this weekend. I may watch it on Sunday after church because it's been a while. I've already reviewed it for the fans, but I may watch it again on Sunday because it's fucking great. Cheers to Jaws. Happy anniversary. Happy 50th anniversary. Hell yeah. Nice. Well, Dave, keep sending those great suggestions for the show. All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my new friend Dave Phillips on YouTube. Subscribe to Banjo Fan 1611. Subscribe to Mr. Lantern on YouTube. Subscribe to the Sega Camp Gamer and Wear Camp on YouTube. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer 22 on Twitch. Follow that crazy son of a bitch, Timmy MC 2010. Even though Timmy hasn't made any content in probably a decade. But I always hope that she'll make some more because she made some great content, but she's one crazy motherfucker. And last, but certainly not least, follow the leader of the community, the host with the most, FearsMan26 on YouTube, and Fears Vlog channel number 2. Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. And this is Fears signing off. Peace. Deuces. And I'll see you guys later.